So when a concert sells out, you know the artist is a big deal. Or when there's a big sale on TVs and they're all gone by the time you get to the store, you know that value is indisputable.
Yeah, well, it's all a matter of demand. The same is true for the annual AgSac lunch program, which is already full this year. Today we're learning about the value of the program.
Yeah, and Lacey Schardt is an ag ambassador and agriculture student at UNL. Good to see you.
Have you, Lacey?
Thank you.
Thank you.
So tell us about this. I mean, people are out there watching. What is the AgSac lunch program?
Got a few here.
We got a couple here.
Yes, the AgSac lunch program is a program in which we give SAC lunches to fourth graders when they visit the Capitol. There's about 20,000 students that visit the Capitol, so we take kind of advantage of that and teach them about the importance of agriculture. And so we give them SAC lunches, and in their SAC lunches they have a choice of either a ham, a turkey, or a roast beef sandwich, and then the turkeys have cheese on them. And then we also give them a bag of Frito chips and vegetables such as like carrots.
Here,
and then
hold
they have
those.
Rice Krispies.
I'm digging in.
You diving
Okay.
in?
Hold on.
I knew that wouldn't take long.
We have some pictures here, and maybe your fourth grader's done this, or heavens, I don't know if you're young enough to where you remember doing it as a fourth grader, your grandkids, or you've driven by and you've seen it. So how does all of this connect back to Nebraska agriculture and what's happening with our producers in the state?
Well,
like the items in here.
Okay, well, all of the items are, with our sandwiches, they have a choice of either a turkey, a roast beef, or ham sandwich.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we tie in and talk about our beef, cattle, our turkey production, and then also our pork production.
Okay, that I get. How is this connected to Nebraska?
Well, Frito chips are corn chips, and we have a Frito plant here in Nebraska, and so we produce a lot of corn because we are the corn husker state. And
That's
so,
true.
And then look at this, my favorite.
Yes, Rice Krispies.
treat.
And that's just kind of an all-around favorite dessert of kids, and so they come.
Something that we don't want to eat.
Exactly.
But it's also great for the kids. What's the story with this little deck?
That is kind of our gift to the kids, and the decks of cards, they have fun facts about agriculture in Nebraska. I have one here that we can open.
Great.
And they're for the crazy soybean game, because each card, the suits aren't your regular suits. So we have dairy and pork and beef and poultry for our suits.
As the kids take these home, Lacey, what's the idea? Is it that they're sharing the message with their siblings, they're talking to their parents about what they learned? What do you want them to do with the cards?
Yes, well, we want them to be able to share them with their family and share information about agriculture in Nebraska, because so many people these days, they don't really understand. They drive by and see cornfields, and see the livestock, but they don't really understand what's going on. So agriculture is so important to Nebraska, so we want to share that with everybody.
Yeah,
so.
this is a program that the students' teachers sign up for when they go to the state capitol every year, right? It's not something that you can just call and get your kid enrolled into.
Yes, at the beginning of the school year, Karen, she sends out a letter to the teachers.
Karen is from the Nebraska Soybean Board.
Yes, so she's with the soybean board.
Our viewers are going, who's Karen?
Karen Brokaw, yes.
Yeah.
So.
And then the teachers say, yes, we want to do it. And I bet you get a lot of return classes coming in.
Yes, we
do. But
do.
they're from all over the state, right? I mean, hundreds of schools, dozens of counties. And so here, again, the pictures.
I was going to ask, what do you hear from the kids?
Yeah.
What's the feedback that you get from the kids?
Well, the kids are usually pretty excited. A lot of them, when we're going through the presentations, as they're eating, then, we go through our cards, which are over there.
I'll take them back now that I've given my lunch away.
Hiding them.
So Lacey's talking about these big cards. How are these helpful?
Yes. Well, first we start off the presentation and we talk about the sower on the top of the Capitol, and then we talk about why agriculture is important to Nebraska.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about the sower on top of the Capitol?
Well, we like to talk to.
Did you just throw that, Mary?
No,
there's the sower.
I'm not a very good Vanna. Sorry, Lacey.
It's okay. The sower, we ask the kids if they know how tall he is, and that's something, and so they'll guess how tall he is, and he's 19.5 feet tall.
I'm cheating, looking at the back of the card. That's true.
Back in the day, I stood on the sower's head when they were renovating the
Is
state
that your
capitol.
claim to fame?
That's all I got. That's the only thing I've ever done.
And then Nebraska has how many acres of farmland? What would you guess?
800,000
wow,
acres.
you are woefully undereducated.
Yes. It's about 46 million acres, which is about 93% of all the land in Nebraska is related to agriculture.
This is impressive to me. The number of jobs in Nebraska related to agriculture. 1 in
4.
close.
1 and 3.
Yeah, this is really great. So we have a few other cards here that are
Yes.
just as informative.
And so then, we talk about our beef cattle and our dairy cattle.
Yeah.
And talk about the importance of them. And so then, when we're talking about beef, we ask them, what products that we get from beef cattle. And
Yeah.
then we also talk about the products we can make from the milk. And then we talk about pigs, which is my personal favorite.
You like the
This
pigs?
is great.
I do, because I grew up on a farm where we raised pigs.
Well, it's too late, as we mentioned right off the top. It's full for this year. For parents that are watching and they want their kids to be able to do this next year, is there anything they can do? Talk to their school, talk to the teacher?
I would think so, but it's more, with Karen Brokaw and the
Yeah.
soybean boards.
Well, and before we let you go, we've mentioned the soybean board a few times. They're one of the big sponsors that make this happen. Are there any other sponsors that are important here?
Yes, it's the Nebraska Soybean Board, the Nebraska Pork Producers, and then also the Nebraska Corn Board are our sponsors.
Well, they're doing some
There you
great
go.
stuff. There's some information for the soybean board, nebraskasoybeans.org, and the phone number there is 441-3240. And keep in mind, if you want to communicate with your teachers, if your child's in 3rd grade now and you want to make sure that they're sitting on the Capitol lawn this time next year, make sure you're letting your teachers know. Thank you for being here today.
Well, thank
Lacey. It's
you.
Nice
Thanks for
to see
bringing
you.
lunch
Thank
in.
Mike's got Fritos and a sandwich. He's
Thank you for
set.
coming in. Good to see you.
Well, thank you.
Guests of the Morning Blend start their day with coffee from Pears Gourmet, the official coffee of the Morning Blend. And to learn more about Pears, go to OmahaMorningBlend.com and click on the Pears logo right on the homepage. What else you got for me?
What color are dairy cows?
Black and white. This is
Regular and chocolate milk,
See,
right?
there you go. Prom season is approaching for teen girls. A few things are important.